Okay, welcome. Chris here with the trades. Gonna go over 9 swing trades that I'm looking at for the week ahead. 9 swing trades. These are 9 tickers that I'm looking at to buy for the week ahead, starting with the open on Monday, seeing where we open, and looking to hold these short term if we get a push up or long term. Uh, these are stocks that fit my criteria that I'm looking for investments, swing trades, longs. I mean, I want the price to go up. Uh, we're looking at 9 tickers. In fact, actually, I've got about 45 individual stocks that fit my criteria, and that's just because those are the stocks that are on my list. I'm starting with ones that have good fundamentals and look like they're good for long-term investments. Then I'm looking for a pullback, looking for some level of support for the price to come back into some level of support. And if you're following the market, you know that we had quite a bit of a sell-off at the end of last week. So a lot of companies, a lot of these tickers that I'm looking at, they're on my list. First, are strong companies fundamentally wise. They look good on the fundamentals. Well, we've got a lot that have pulled back. So obviously, I can't go over 45 tickers, can't go over 45 stocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on just the high flyers, the big ones, the blue chips, the ones you've probably heard of. The other ones I'm just going to have to just not talk about in this video. So we're starting with SPY. For example, look at SPY, a big push up and then a big pullback right into some level of support here. Now, a lot of these are going to look like this. Now, SPY is the market. It's come down into some level of support. It bounced right off of this line here from looking at 619.28, which is a natural level of support right off of this wick down here from July 16, and found some support. Now, I'm looking forward to again push from here. Could it fail and come back down on SPY? Yes, absolutely. It could certainly do that. Here's where we closed. We'll see where we open on Monday. We got a big gap up here. Looking for it to fill this gap at some point. It could slip a little lower. Certainly it could. I'd be looking to be down to about this level here, perhaps even for a bounce. There's a big gap all the way down here. Maybe we'll fill it, maybe we won't. So this is SPY. So this is definitely the first ticker on my list. SPY, the market itself looks good. Obviously, the markets are designed to move up. They're designed to go up in price. And when we see a big wash day like this, that's just opportunity. So if you like SPY, if you like the market, you liked it up here at highs, if you're waiting for an entry while it pushes up through all this time here over the last few months, well, here's your opportunity. When it falls, the price falls back down. If not now, when are you going to get in on the market on something like SPY? So definitely SPY is on my list. Also, likewise, we're looking at Qs, triple Qs. Same kind of thing. Big push up over the last several months and a big wash right into some level of support, just like SPY. Got the close here, got the low from Friday, a gap as well from midweek here from Thursday and into Friday. Looking for it to come down a little lower, perhaps. See where we open on Monday. I can see it come down into this level here at the 536 range, where we had a high and there's a gap there. So we also have some highs back here, some high candles back here that were making all-time highs back over here, and then the push. So definitely would be a buyer all the way down into this level here for sure. Again, if you like the market's designed to go up. If you want to invest in the market as it pushes up and you're looking for an entry point, this is it. Hello, this is the signal. Okay. Also on the list, since I'm going to go over the big high flyers, I'm looking at Bank of America. Okay. Bank of America had a wash, as you can see on the stochastic, down into this low area here where it bounced previously and has bounced before. It likes to bounce off the low on the stochastic. Looking for it to bounce off this level of support. We've got a wick back here, the low. A lot of volume, some highs back here. Again, this is looking real good. A gap, very similar story on a lot of these. There's a gap from Thursday to Friday. Found some support, bounced a little. Will it open on Monday at this close price? Probably not. Like a lot of these, there'll probably be some wiggle room, but we'll see where it goes. If it wants to come back down, I'd be a buyer, and I'm going to be a buyer on Bank of America to about this level here, 43.71, where we've got a low back here and a lot of volume, but certainly looking for it to come back up. Not a lot of risk here. I mean, this is pretty tight, so this is a real nice situation here. Also on the list here is Disney. Disney, same sort of thing, right? Okay, a gap from Thursday into Friday, wick down below, and where did it find some support? Oh, well, imagine that, right where this low was back here. Imagine, imagine. And why is that? Well, look, we've got some highs back here. Close that, excuse me. So looking to see where it opens on Monday, going to fill this gap, come up into here. Uh, that would be the ideal plan. So we'll see what it wants to do. Next on the list, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors. Okay, so again, it's been moving straight up, looking for an entry point. Well, this would be it. It could certainly come down a little lower. Natural level of support is back here at 225 and change. The stochastic is nice and low. This is what we're looking for. This is how I like to trade and buy into these high quality companies that are strong and good fundamentals like TSM. Looking for a pullback into some level of support to get in. Okay, start averaging in from here. I'd be taking it down into this level of support here for sure. Now let's take a look at the risk because we're a little far from there. What's it look like? 4.5%, not so bad. Even if they came down to here, which would be these highs back here, still only 7 or 8%, but a lot of room to run. Certainly if it breaks these highs, and this goes for all of them, if they break this high, it's off to the races from here, certainly. Next on the list is McKesson, drug wholesaler McKesson. It's been moving up, as you can see. They got some trades back here that are still listed on my chart from way back here. Again, level of support it came into, wicked, found some support on Thursday and Friday, pushed up, bounced off that natural level of support. So I like this for the move back up into highs, start taking profits as it moves up. Of course, that's what I do on all of these. As the stock goes in my direction, starts moving up as I would expect it to do, as it runs up into these levels, these natural level of resistance at that point, where we see these wicks and these highs. Yeah, that's where I'm taking profit. Okay. All right, so next one I'm going to go over, number 8 here is JPM. Again, these are just the big, well-known, bigger blue chip type companies that fit my criteria. So JPM looking a lot like the rest. Gap on Friday, wicked off of some level of support. That makes some sense. Look, you got these lows back here, got these highs up here, from way back there. So I'd be looking to be a buyer here down into this level here. It's only 3%. I take it down to about here, even really. I go 3 or 4%, looking for the move back up, taking profits into this gap, into highs, and then see if it wants to run from there. And finally, I'm looking at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo here, same story. All right. All right. Stochastic is nice and low, finding some level of support. We've got a wick, a low back here. Is it going to bounce and move back up? That would be the idea. That's what it looks like. That's why I'm interested, but it could certainly fail. It could come back down. Right, we got a little bit of a gap down to here. Got some volume down into this level here. So I'd be looking to go at least give it at least 3.5% on risk, and then looking for the move back up into the gap, 3-4%, up into highs 8%. So that's what I'm looking at. Looking real good. This situation here is what we're looking for. At least this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these opportunities where we got nice, solid companies that have good fundamentals, that have run up, and we're looking for an entry point. We're looking for a spot where we can get in safely, minimize our risk. Because every time you put money into the market, you are, in fact, of course, risking those funds, risking that money. So we want to obviously be conscious of what kind of risk we're looking at. But when we get these big companies, these strong earners, the ones that have good fundamentals, and we have a pullback into support, that's what I'm interested in. That's where I'm going for. I've only gone over 9 of these companies. I have so many more on my list because everything pulled back. So all the good companies, the strong companies, they all pulled back too. So this is the time to buy, in my opinion. This is what I'm looking for. So for all of you out there listening, happy trading.